Hello, welcome to Gymnasium of the Mind. My name is Moses Oluwashim, and today I have a very interesting topic in mind. I would like to talk about language. I've been thinking about what language is and how we've come to develop language as a very peculiar species of branch of existence. I mean, human beings are very peculiar compared with all the other forms of existence animals, plants, microorganisms. Human beings are very unique in the fact that we have something we consider as consciousness, which we we deem as like we are the only ones that are conscious of our own behavior and we can analyze our own behavior and we can take actions into improving our own behavior. But what is language? Because language is the means by which we communicate. It is the means by which we do this analysis that we talk about. It is a very, very complex system. I want us to take this idea and try to deconstruct it a bit. I was thinking about language today in the from the perspective of us using language to understand each other. How did we evolve to using language as a form of interpreting emotions? For example, looking at um, our progression from childhood to adolescence to adulthood. As a child, we were not able to communicate our grievances or our misunderstandings with other human beings around us because we did not have the sufficient language or the sufficient tools to be able to communicate with those around us. But the older we got, the more we got, we got more implements, more tools to be able to handle these complex tasks of communication with the environment around us. Say we had something go wrong in our environment today, or someone disturbed us, and okay, how do we communicate that grievance? By speaking it to the person, by communicating to the person, then we are able to see like, oh, or the person is able to tell us that, oh, I did not mean this, or this is what I meant, or communicate in some way that we are able to, the grievance is able to be settled, and we are able to move past the original feeling. But when we were children, we were not able to easily move past most of our grief. I mean, all children do most of the time. If you watch them, it's just cry. But as we grew older, we started acquiring words, started acquiring tools to be able to navigate this complex environment of other myriad various human beings that we never knew we had to interact with. We have to interact with our family, we have to interact with our friends, we have to interact with our society. Sometimes we move out of our society, then we have to start this whole cycle again, trying to understand the new language in that society and to use that to communicate. This video is a point to help us to see language as much more than just a tool of communicating between individuals. I want us to use this video to see it as a way of communicating feelings, those unspoken words. How we say words determines how those feelings that are in us are transmitted to the person that we are trying to communicate with. Because mind you, if you don't use the right words or if you don't communicate rightly, don't use the right language to use the balance that I've been using since morning. You don't use the right language, the right message won't get through. And it might even complicate the feelings much more than you initially intended. This I'm sure this has happened to you a lot, that you're trying to say something and you're feeling it very strongly within you, then you say it just the way you're feeling it. You say it just the way you're feeling it, and the person receives it wrongly. It's just like you're trying to pass. Let's say a game of catch. You're trying to throw a ball, and the person is seeing that you've thrown the ball way over his head. Meanwhile, you are seeing that you are throwing the ball directly at the person. It's miscommunication, and it happens a lot. It happens a lot cause of wrong use of language. I mean, sometimes we think that the person that is sitting in front of us should understand what we are saying because we are saying words. Meanwhile, the person is hearing another form of words. It's a very, very complex thing trying to navigate the web of human communication sometimes. So it's so language sometimes and communication is so much more than what we are trying to say. Sometimes it's much more than us using the feelings that is inside us and carrying all that and pouring it out on the other person. Sometimes it has to be taken much, much more in contextually in the way that the recipient of the information will be able to understand it. So I would urge us to be able to see language as much more than a tool that we inherit from our society and something that we can manipulate much more sincerely with respect to the person that we are communicating with. Because if we don't do that, then the whole essence of communication has failed. Yeah. So I would urge us to take language very, very seriously, to use it in a way that benefits both us and the person being communicated to. So if you like content like this, like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be seeing you around.